All right, Code Mechanics, welcome back to the garage. Today, we're rediving deep into one of the most powerful tools in your diagnostic arsenal: freeze frame and live data. Pulling a code is just the start. Understanding the story the car is telling you in real time is where the real magic happens. So, grab your scanner, and let's get ready to decode what your car's sensors are really saying. First up, let's talk about freeze frame data. Think of it as a snapshot, a single picture taken the exact moment a trouble code was triggered. This is your scene of the crime evidence. It shows you crucial parameters like engine RPM, vehicle speed, coolant temperature, and, most importantly, fuel trims. When you get a code, say a P0171 for a lean condition, your first stop should always be the freeze frame. Was the engine hot or cold? Was the car idling or cruising down the highway? This context is gold. It helps you narrow down potential causes before you even pop the hood. For example, a lean code at idle might point to a vacuum leak, while a lean code at high RPM could suggest a weak fuel pump. Always start with the freeze frame. Now, let's move on to the main event: live data. This is where we see the engine breathing and reacting in real time. We're going to focus on three key players: oxygen sensors, fuel trims, and the mass airflow sensor. Let's start with the O2 sensors. Your primary upstream O2 sensor, the one before the catalytic converter, should be switching rapidly. On a graph, it will look like a fast, consistent sine wave, bouncing between rich, around 0.8 volts, and lean, around 0.2 volts. A healthy sensor does this dance constantly. If you see a lazy sensor that's slow to switch, or one that's stuck high or low, you've likely found your problem. Now, the downstream O2 sensor, after the cat, should be the opposite. It should be relatively steady, holding a stable voltage, usually around 0.6 to 0.7 volts. This tells you the catalytic converter is doing its job. If the downstream sensor starts mimicking the upstream sensor's rapid switching, it's a huge red flag that your cat is failing. Next, let's talk fuel trims. You've got short-term fuel trim, or STFT, and long-term fuel trim, or LTF. Think of short-term as the immediate adjustments the engine computer is making to the air-fuel mixture. Long-term is the computer learning from those short-term adjustments and creating a baseline correction. Your goal is to see both of these as close to 0% as possible. Positive numbers mean the computer is adding fuel to correct a lean condition. Negative numbers mean it's subtracting fuel to correct a rich condition. A good rule of thumb is that anything over plus or minus 10% on the long-term trim indicates a problem you need to investigate. Combine this with your O2 sensor data. If you have high positive fuel trims and an O2 sensor reading lean, it confirms the computer is desperately trying to add fuel to compensate for unmetered air or a lack of fuel delivery. Finally, the mass airflow, or MAF sensor. This sensor tells the computer exactly how much air is entering the engine. At idle, on a typical four-cylinder engine, you might expect to see around 2 to 4 grams per second. On a V8, it could be 5 to 7 grams per second. The key is that this reading should increase smoothly and instantly as you open the throttle. If the reading is erratic, jumps around, or doesn't respond quickly to throttle changes, the sensor could be dirty or failing. A faulty MOF sensor can cause all sorts of issues, from poor fuel economy to stalling. Because if the computer doesn't know how much air is coming in, it can't possibly calculate the right amount of fuel. So, let's put it all together. You get a lean code, you check the freeze frame it happened at idle. You look at live data. Your long-term fuel trim is pegged at plus 25%. Your upstream O2 sensor is stuck low, reading lean. You check the MAF sensor, and the reading seems a bit low for your engine size. This combination strongly suggests a vacuum leak after the MOF sensor. The engine is sucking in air that the MAF sensor isn't measuring, causing a lean condition that the O2 sensor is reporting, and forcing the fuel trim sky high. See how it all connects? By learning to read these patterns, you stop guessing and start diagnosing. It takes practice, but once you get the hang of it, you'll be able to pinpoint faults with incredible accuracy and speed. That's a wrap for today's deep dive. I hope this helps you make sense of your scan tool data. If you found this useful, hit that like button, and be sure to subscribe for more CodeMechanic tips. Drop any questions you have in the comments below. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.